Here's why you shouldn't come to Tobermory.
For starters, if you like to travel a little bit more spontaneously, like we do, aka booking things last minute,
Yeah, it's
this is not the place for you.
You need a book like I think it's like two to 4 weeks in advance to get to this one place called the Grotto and into the national park.
Or even just all of the trails, because they're all reserved. So you have to book your reservation before like 2-3 weeks in advance before you even come. So
yeah,
you can't just like book your accommodations and then be like, oh, I want to do this today. No, you can't do that.
it's annoying. And like even when we went in there, we saw at least like 15 cars get like turned around,
they turned away
or
so
20
many people.
When they kicked us out. They weren't too nice, to be honest. Like, what did you think?
I mean, they were just doing their jobs, I'm sure, but come on, like, be a little bit nicer.
No, and also like we went on the side of the road just to discuss, you know, with our friends what should we do, because we pretty much can't do anything that we planned on doing. And then like within probably 20 seconds at least, a lady drives up and she's like, oh, you can't stand here, it's dangerous, and pretty much she just said everything's canceled or we can't do anything.
Yeah.
How much has it changed since you came here before?
I mean, I came here about 7 years ago and it was so much easier to travel around because you didn't have to book anything and you could actually go out and see all of the tourist destinations. So it was nice. I think it's just because it's gotten a little bit too overcrowded with people. So they're trying to tighten on like the amount of people that are coming into the parks. But yeah, it was just a lot easier back then. Now you have paid parking everywhere.
Yep, everywhere you have paid parking. But first, last thing, I want to show you guys the marina here. So here it is. This is actually pretty nice, I'm not gonna lie. But they really do have everything locked down. So what's your verdict as in comparison to last time?
Last time was better just because everything was more accessible. Honestly, this is probably my last time coming here. So, not pleased.
I would say for me, this is my first and last time, I would say. And yeah, I just like how you have to be so prepared in advance.
It's just, it's crazy how you can travel to a completely foreign country and have an easier time getting around
than in your own country. So it's like, and it's expensive too. Like it is nice for sure, but you know, just all the pain, you know, and the annoyance it's too much in my opinion.
Just wait until you see our Airbnb and how much it costs.
Despite all of Tobermory's faults, this is pretty beautiful, I gotta say. Check it out. We're here at Big Tub Lighthouse. Check it out. Originally built in 1885. It was later replaced in 1950. It played a huge role here, you know, bringing the ships into the harbor through these, you know, I would say treacherous waters. Just look at the waves today. It's pretty crazy. Today it's so windy that we were supposed to take a boat tour and they canceled everything because the winds are like above 30 kilometers an hour. As you can see, it is beautiful, but the natural conditions are definitely harsh here. Check it out. Another thing to know here is everything is really far. We're going from Tobermory, the actual town of Tobermory. We're going to a hiking spot because we weren't able to go to the grotto and the main parking or main hiking spots and viewpoints because you need reservations like 2 to 4 weeks in advance. We're going to Lion's Head Lookout, and to get there from Tobermory, it's like a 35-minute drive. need to rent a car for sure.
So we got to Lion's Head parking for the lookout, but it was full and you need a reservation. But there is free parking and a shuttle that actually
I don't know if
takes
it's
you
free.
to...
It might not be free.
Oh, okay. We don't know yet. It might not be free. But there's a shuttle that takes you from that parking lot to the Lion's Head parking lot. So it brings you closer to the trail. And the guy will give you instructions on how to get there. But it's probably like not even 5 minutes away. It's like 2 minutes away. It's just down the road.
End of the road, left, right, left, as you said.
I don't think that'll help many people, but if you want to know, there it is.
We got a raccoon here.
Are you trying to make friends with the raccoon? Always.
Like you guys are excited about a dumpster cat.
I'm not excited about it. I don't want to get scratched by it.
Where's it? He's
Right there, Beth.
Oh shit. Hey, buddy.
What's
They're
up,
so
buddy?
cute. I'm not gonna lie. Raccoons are cute.
They're snakes, though.
Where
They'll
your
rob
friends
you.
at?
Little man's hungry.
I think he's hurt. This is weird. I've never seen them this.
Hey, don't feed him.
Why?
Because.
Anyway, we made it to the parking lot, and we do have to pay here, of course, too. Welcome to Canada.
How much is it?
Yeah, I don't know. There's a meter there, and we're gonna take the shuttle. Here's the hike.
Yeah. That looked awesome.
Really nice.
Just a duffel bag. Yeah.
Beautiful forest here if you check it out. Wow. So if you see here, there's white pine. White pine, like logging was a big industry here in Tobermory in the late 19th century and early 20th century. So during that time, you know, a lot of the European settlers came here, all the logging companies came here, and they were logging all the timber, and they were exporting it by boat, you know, on Lake Huron. So, and you can see here the beautiful trees. Check it out. Wow. And the air is so much cleaner here, so much clearer than like in the city, for example.
Just like ask for water or food or stuff like that.
One of the viewpoints here at Lion's Head. Beautiful. Check it out, the Georgian Bay. Over here, there's clips actually for rock climbing. So people are doing that here. I would not. We finally made it here to Lion Head Viewpoint, the main one. Took us only 1 hour. 1 hour it took us. Beautiful. Natalie,
My hair looks crazy when
was it worth it?
Yeah.
Worth it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever. There's one in there.
Let's see how it looks on this side. So super windy, super windy. Probably over 30 km/h winds, if you guys could even hear me. These views are worth it, to be honest. Amazing. The water here is super cold, apparently. It's like 17 Celsius. We're in late August now too, so it's cold. To me, in my opinion, if you look over here, this almost looks like it's off the coast of England or Scotland. And actually Tobermory, the name is borrowed from the town on the Isle of Mull in Scotland, so makes sense. Beautiful. Here in Canada, apparently, I just learned this, that if you have lions at the gate of your house, that means you paid off your mortgage. Something I just learned. Could be globally, but maybe just Canada, I don't know. So that little journey took us about 3 hours. Did you enjoy it?
That was great. I enjoyed it.
It was
a good
nice.
time.
It was
The
beautiful.
views were epic. The hike was nice.
And now we're in the beautiful parking lot of the hockey rink. We'll show you our magnificent accommodations soon. And no parking ticket. Victory.
Okay.
Come to Tobermory, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Check out our room.
I'm gonna post my one forest pic and then
This-
whatever you.
This is what $382 Canadian gets you
For one night.
in Tobermory. No soap. They didn't give us any soap. No sink. What do you guys think of it?
No HVAC or ventilation.
Are
The
you
beds are actually decent. I like the beds. They're
That's
comfy.
the only.
That's
thing.
the only
That's the only
thing.
good thing here, yeah.
I don't think there's any insulation
Oh, no,
either.
we hear all traffic.
They
This
gave us
is-
plastic plates.
They give us plates and 4 waters.
400 a night.
Rip off Canada, yeah.
TV.
No TV.
Oh yeah, no TV.
Yeah,
Do
4.
they have outlets on the walls at least?
Oh, I don't
Yeah,
even know.
No, they do. Look, we have a light here.
All right.
It works. And this was the cheapest in Tobermory, $382.
For one night.
Yeah. What a great place Canada is. Good night. Well, that was our place for the low price of $382 a night here in Tobermory. And it's also, I didn't mention, it's about 45 minutes away from Tobermory, so it's the closest we could find. Were you happy about that?
The drive? No.
Or the price? Anyway, enough with negativity. Today we're going on the boat ride. It doesn't seem to be so windy. Yesterday there was like 31-kilometer winds. That's why we couldn't do the boat tour yesterday. Yeah, so I just saw the sign, 61 kilometers to Tobermory. That was the closest, the best place, the cheapest place we could find.
Yeah, for booking like 2.5 weeks out.
That was 2.5 weeks out, so I guess you do need to book. You need to prepare like months in advance, it seems, for Tobermory. That's what it looks like. That's what everyone, that's what, like for a campsite, I know you need to book in like May or something in like August. So it's really books up quick. I would say the best months to come here would probably be, like, what would you say? July is probably the best month. Or like early August. Today's August 27th, so late August. So yeah, it is cold now. Like it's morning and it's what? 9 degrees, 9 Celsius outside, so it's cold. Anyway, hopefully the winds aren't too strong and we could go on the boat. So yeah, 7:49, we got to be at the boat place at the parking lot, or actually at the boat at 8:30. So kind of cutting it close because of me, because I woke up too late. 8:50 departure. Going on the shuttle.
Robert's a total. He locked his car about 8 times to make sure it was locked.
Because I'm neurotic.
What? No, you gotta enjoy it. You need to enjoy every sip.
How many people does this boat fit?
146.
146.
150 including crew.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you recording? Yeah, you should record. Are you?
I did. I asked. 146, 150 including crew can fit
Oh, tag me in that.
on this boat.
Sorry, I'm creeping your phone right now.
I'm happy we're going today.
I know it's a
It's better.
It's a nice day.
It's a nicer day than yesterday. Yesterday was windy. Looks like it'll be a full house today. And this is the pickup drop-off, so we could go to Flowerpot.
And then on our way back, we'll see the ship.
Yeah, the shipwreck. There's a ferry there that you could ride with put your car on it, and it's about an hour ride to Manitoulin Island. So that's where that ferry is going. If you could see it, that big white vessel in the background. Probably can't with this camera. Flowerpot Island.
The water, snow, wind, etc. would erode the weaker limestone around them, leaving behind this harder dolomite rock core in the form of flower pots. And directly to our left here is the smaller flower pot and its adjacent cliff face, and it looks as though they fit together like a puzzle piece. So it's once believed that this was an entrance to a cave. And looking up ahead at the larger flower pot here, you guys have a bit of an imagination looking into the top right hand corner of it. You guys will start to make out the side profile of a man's face. You see the eyes, the nose, the mouth, and the chin. So we like to call the old man of Flowerpot Island.
So we're finally on Flowerpot Island. We're taking the noob trail. Nice and easy. But you do see the lake, which is beautiful. And we'll show you those flower pots from an island view. There's camping on the island. They say you're not allowed to make fires. I'm sure people do. Who's here to watch you?
How else are you gonna make food anyway?
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna look at one of the flower pots here. There's one of the smaller ones. Check it out. And here's one of the larger ones. All of these stones were able to survive the last glacier. And 12,000 years ago, all of this island was actually covered. It was completely underwater. And here's the big flower pot. Some cool history stuff about here. In Flowerpot Island, it was actually indigenous people here, like the native people of Canada. And they were using this island they were living here, they were fishing, they were hunting here, and then when European settlers came here in the 19th century, they were extracting limestone, so it was very popular for that. And then about in like the late 80s, the decline started happening of this island, less and less people coming, and more tourists started coming. So in the late 1980s, it was actually more or less turned into a tourist attraction. And now people just come here, they hike here, they even come for overnight camping and that sort of thing. So very cool. And this flower pot here, the flower pot rock formation is due to like the heavy and treacherous waters of like the heavy waves from the Georgian Bay, especially in this area. Like today's a nice day and it's still pretty choppy. So this is the biggest flower pot here, hence why they call it Flowerpot Island.
Come.
Here in Tobermory, Flowerpot Island and the surrounding areas of Tobermory are actually a dark sky preserve. So on a clear day like today, tonight, you'll be able to see the stars, and I'm sure it's very beautiful at night. And you know, due to the minimal light pollution on the island, you could see it more than you would see it on land. So yeah, it's one of 26 in Canada, by the way, and there's about 200 dark sky preserves in the world. So one of them is here, which is nice. Now, let's check it out from an aerial point of view.
the caves together and check it out, what it's like there. It's not far from here, I think. Cave to the left. Let's see if it's cool. Whew. I'm out of breath. I don't know why. Fallen rocks. Unlike Robert, I don't like reading everything on the signs. I just want to see if it looks cool or if it's pretty. We found us another traveler. Say hello to Anya.
Hello.
We're exploring some caves. And by caves, I mean one cave. One big, big cave. Did you go in there?
No, probably full of bats.
Yeah, probably. Let's go a little closer though. Let's see if we can spot a bat. Oh, careful. These rocks, not the sturdiest. Can you get rabies from bats?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
You wouldn't feel a bite.
What? Really?
Their teeth are so tiny, you wouldn't even see the bite on you.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. I mean, I'm kind of scared of the dark, so I'm not going to go any further. Looks like there's a little entrance to go deeper. We're not doing that. You can get out that way. I see some light.
Go inside, very inside. Master everything in there. Yeah.
And that's...
Yeah, I see.
We jumped over there. Okay, this girl's braver than me. She's got more cojones than I do. I'm not going that deep in there. Coming to the light! Do you guys find me more entertaining than Robert? Yes or no? Or you know what? Drop a comment below. Let us know. Maybe I'll take over full-time vlogging duties. What do you think, Anya?
I think you're way better.
Thanks.
Probably because you're
Might be a biased decision. We're not sure yet.
Yeah. You followed me to the cave. Oh, I see Robert.
Where's the top bean?
Top bean is over there.
$20 for whoever can spot him. Just kidding. You can get a high five, a virtual high five. I feel like I'm more entertaining. I don't spit any educational facts, but I spit some good one-liners. Should be a comedian instead. Sympathy laugh or real laugh?
Real
We're
laugh.
not sure.
Real laugh. Oh, he's one with the bats.
Imagine that wasn't filming. It was, we're good.
There we go. Flowerpot Lighthouse. So here is the light station, what used to be the lighthouse. But with new navigation systems, it's not as necessary to, you know, like the light station is still important, but to have the lighthouse with the new navigation systems that happened in like 1969, there didn't need to be a keeper of the lighthouse. So they, you know, automated it, and here it is, as you can see. And in my opinion, it looks like an ocean here, the Georgian Bay. So this light station, or what used to be lighthouse, was actually, you know, guiding ships into the harbor, the Tub House Harbor. So that's the importance of it. And it still is doing it today, it's just automated. And with people's navigation systems, it's not as important as it once used to be, but still very important, of course. So in the summer of 1897, it was built. Imagine during the 1890s and early 1900s, as ships are passing through, they're being lit by the lighthouse, by the two men who were in the lighthouse. Different times. The beautiful rock beach of Flowerpot Island. Look at these waters. Amazing, wow. Heading back to the boat for the rest of the boat trip. So clear. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, this is nice.
And they pull the boat in here and it's still that clear. Now we're gonna go check out some shipwrecks. And Tobermory area is actually the shipwreck capital of Canada with over 20 shipwrecks in the area. It's the same dog from yesterday that I pet, if you saw the video. He's too big to contain.
Just let him walk this way. Oh.
Will you hold him? Are you strong enough?
Yeah.
You have big enough biceps?
He's so cute. Yeah.
10,000 years ago, Middle Island, when water levels were significantly lower, was part of a land bridge that went from here to Manitoulin Island. This is all part of the Niagara Escarpment Bruce Peninsula. As Lake Huron drained into Georgian Bay over the length of this land bridge, it created many waterfalls along its length. It has recently been discovered that between Middle Island here and Tobermory was once a waterfall that would have been as large as Niagara Falls.
Oh, wow.
Niagara Falls? No way.
Did you know that?
No way. No, of course not.
I didn't know.
I don't believe it.
Oh, maybe. Who knows?
Falling is blood.
Oh, and they got a little cabana. I was talking to the captain. We're about to see the Sweepstakes ship. That will be you know, one of the ships, and the other ones is the Grand Rapid. The Sweepstakes will be directly under the boat. The Grand Rapid will be more toward the shore. That one actually was burnt down, and they set it off of the harbor to protect the other boats. Exactly. So this ship, the ships the captain was saying that these are the only ships that you can see in Canada from on board a vessel. The rest you have to dive for.
Red and white vessel. This is a Canadian Coast Guard search and rescue vehicle. What makes this vessel unique is it is self-righting. By that I mean that if it were to capsize, and for the kids that means go upside down, it would rotate 360 degrees over on itself and come upright.
Interesting.
This is due to lead ballasting.
Cape Commodore. They could jump.
4 minutes.
Check it out.
We're going to go over the Sweepstakes.
Sweepstakes.
This was a double-masted wooden schooner built in Burlington, Ontario in 1867. For most of her life, she hauled coal up and down the Great Lakes. She was 218 ton when she was empty and new, and 119 feet long and made of dense white oak. She still is 119 feet long, other than the hole in her bottom. She basically sank intact. Unfortunately for her, she hit a shoal off Cove Island, where we went past and came back on the way where the lighthouse was. She sustained a hole but did not sink. They thought they could bring her here into Big Tub into the shallows where they could repair her. So she sat at Cove Island for 2 months. On September 3rd of 1885, they brought her here into the shallows where they deemed her irreparable. They could not repair her. They took everything of value off her, including her mast, and they let her sink. She's in amazing condition for a boat that's been under the water, in shallow water for that, at 138 years. Due to the fact that we have cold water here in Georgian Bay all the time, the fact that she is made of dense white oak hardwood, and that she's well protected here in this deep harbor, and that we have no pollution in this water. Zero, as tested always across the board. We drink this water. This is the freshest, pristine source of fresh water in Canada, here on Fathom 5 National Marine Park.
Wow.
So we should be going over in about a minute. In the meantime, I'll tell you about the other shipwreck up against the shore. This is the city of Grand Rapids. Built in Grand Haven, Michigan in 1879, she was a double-decker steamship used to haul cargo and passengers as a ferry. Unfortunately for her, and nobody knows why, she caught fire in 1907 in Little Tub Harbor, where the village is. In order not to burn any vessels or anything in town at the time, they hauled her out into open water to burn freely. Unfortunately, a heavy northeast wind prevailed. When they cut her loose, it blew her here into Big Tub up against the shore, as you can see her right from the boat, where she burned to the waterline and sank. Enjoy these boats. As you move around the boat, remember we are a moving vehicle. Be cautious, okay? Have fun. Okay, so the kids, get down there and you'll see it when it comes. Get right down, hands and knees. Let me know when you see it.
No, yeah, that's it. Wow. Amazing.
Those cottages are nice.
These are mint. They have a little beach too. All of these are amazing.
But
Oh,
you would
come
get
on.
so annoyed. You'd have tourists here every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's not that bad. Beautiful. This is such a good view here. Wow. So huge too.
Holy shit.
That's massive.
That's crazy.
So
It would be cool to scuba dive.
yeah,
through
this
there.
would be cool. This would be really
Yeah.
cool. And the water, I'm sure, is very cold, but it's not as cold as deeper out because it's pretty shallow
Yeah.
here.
I would so scuba
I would
dive.
scuba dive this
I would dive
for
here
sure.
too,
This
yeah,
would be
for sure.
sick. Diving in freshwater is a bit different than saltwater.
I haven't done it yet.
The
Why?
buoyancy is different.
Look at that dog on the boat.
That's a mint boat too. That's a mint sailboat.
Is that real? Yeah. Yeah.
So the beautiful Big Tub Harbor here. Wow, this is a great view of it.
Okay, we are about to take the dock. If I could have everyone take a seat.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what did you think of our weekend in Tobermory?
I don't know, like a 7.5.
7.5.
Yeah. We saw Flowerpot Island. That was nice. And Lion's Head was really, really cool. Beautiful views there. But I would say if you're coming here, you could skip Flowerpot Island, honestly, in my opinion, and just do Lion's Head and the Grotto, and I think that would be cool. That would be enough. But you would have to make sure to make reservations well in advance.
Yeah. Like my take on it, this has been my first time in Tobermory. Would I recommend it? I still would, despite what we said before. If you do come, be extremely prepared. If you're more spontaneous like Natalie or myself, we just do things last minute. We don't plan too much.
It's more fun
Like
that
it's
way.
for me, it's more fun. For
at
Natalie,
least
it's for us, it's more fun. Also, the boat tour that we took today, it's not cheap. It was worth it in my opinion. There's 2 boat tours you can do. There's the one where you stay on the boat. That's about like 60 Canadian dollars, and the other one was $84 or $82 per person. I think it was worth it because we got to walk around Flowerpot Island.
It was cool, yeah.
We got to see all that stuff. So I would recommend that. What do I give it? Our experience from, getting told you have to have reservations for everything. My experience was like a 6 out of 10, or maybe 6 out of 10 I'll give it. I'll be generous. But if you do plan, it could be a lot better. But that was our experience.
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
And on that note, we'll catch you in the next one.